G'day everyone, Prep Aussie here. I hope you're all well in whatever part of the world you're watching this video. Today is Tuesday, the 26th of March 2020, and the time here is 10:15 Australian Eastern Standard Time. Well folks, as always, plenty to go through at the moment, so let's crack on. Here is my sponsor, Totally Rawsome, who make golden activated turmeric paste, and today I thought I'd actually show you what that looks like. This is golden activated turmeric paste. This is their big bottle. Excellent stuff, folks. As I said, everyone I've recommended it to, it is now working a treat. It helps with inflammation and just general well-being. So get some today. It's great. Mad if you don't. Their contact details are as follows. Now look, I believe the Bundle Farmers Market is currently shut down, but I'm not 100% on that. If you live in the Gold Coast area, you might want to check up before you go down there, because they've shifted it to PBC in Currumbin or Palm Beach the other day, because apparently Bundle shut them down. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I was told. So there you go. Right, contact details, mobile number there, 0433 165 848, and info@totallyrawsome.com.au. Okay, now, excellent interview of David Morgan, if you don't mind me saying so. And if you had the benefit of listening to it, or you passed it on to other people, then they've got the benefit of that as well. So look, it was really worthwhile. He is an amazing guy and gentleman, and he supported me. He's the number one reason I'm doing this, to be honest with you, him and someone else. He, pushed me to do it. So I'm forever thankful for Dave for that. Okay, now, where does this leave us? Well, look, a couple of weeks ago, I made a bold prediction about lockdowns, etc. And I said Sydney would go into lockdown. Well, look, apart from actually in name, that's where this is going now. We are going to be locked down for a month to 6 weeks, maybe more, in your house. So you need to make sure you are prepared for that. If you haven't guessed, it's hard to be critical of the government, although I am critical in one regard. Sorry, my light. I'm trying new lights, production lights at the moment, folks, so hopefully you're getting them. Decided to play up. Look, how do you know what's right and wrong? If I had to say one thing that the Australian government has absolutely screwed up, it is the Centrelink payments. They knew for 2 weeks, and they didn't even bolster the computer system for logins. It's that sort of stuff in a managerial sense is just unforgivable. Just unforgivable. Just putting people through that sort of pressure. And then not even saying to people, right, you can go down, you have to go down to Centrelink or whatever, or go online. They made people line up in these queues of 2 kilometres, folks. Some of them were 2 Ks long. And then they would only let in so many people per Centrelink shop. So everyone missed out. It was just abysmal planning, honestly. You couldn't, maybe the Italians were running it, who knows? But it was just a debacle, and it still is a debacle, and they still haven't learnt the lesson. So, what a bunch of clowns in that regard. But then look, what's right and what's wrong? They've probably got 10,000 other things they're trying to figure out at the moment, so I'm not going to be too hypercritical. Put yourself in their situation. You get elected to government, bit of a gravy train, and then bang, no one's prepared for this sort of stuff. Let's be honest. I don't care who you are. So look, let's just say they're muddling through the best they can at the moment. The good thing about Australia is we haven't had a considerable amount of case-to-case, human-to-human transfers at the moment, which is good, bodes well for us. So, But if you watch Chris Martinson, please do so. If you don't, I put a link to his thing the other day. Watch it, because he's predicting by April, I think it was March, yeah, by April the 11th, 21st, something like that, we are going to have, like, we're going to go take off based on all the other data from all the other countries. I watched it yesterday and it shocked me when he said that. I was like, wow. Like, we go from just about a couple of deaths to 1,000 literally overnight, sort of thing, if you know what I mean. Like, it just takes off. So don't forget, we have cumulative cases at the moment which are going to go through for the next couple of weeks, and then bang, gets the retro rockets on and it starts killing everyone. So, you know, got to be mindful of where the government's at, I suppose. Now, look, there's something that something in my mind just picked up the other day. So I want to show you something. I don't actually know why I was looking into this. I can't remember the reason why. It's because the American government is going to deploy National Guardsmen, etc., around the country. And I thought, and someone said online here, oh, you know, they're going to bring out the military in the Australian streets, blah, 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 blah. Well, look, and just so you Americans know, because you're not very geographically up to date with countries, etc., Australia is almost, or is the same size technically as America, as the northern United States, not Canada. So just the USA. It's the same size. You guys have 300 plus million people. We have 24 million people. Although 2/3 of our country is desolate and you can't really use it. So that kind of keeps it into perspective. But I was wondering, okay, so if the Australian government starts saying things like, okay, well, we're going to put the troops on the, you know, we're going to get the army out, blah, 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 blah. I thought to myself, okay, well, if the Americans are doing it, that means everyone else is going to start doing it, sort of thing. US, UK, blah, 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 Italy. So I thought, well, how many people are in the US military? Do you have a guess? It's currently 1.3 million people. That's combined. That's not reservists. That's in the military. 1.3. Now you can do some pretty serious organising of people, pushing people out of states if you had to, and all this sort of stuff with 1.3 million people. And you've also got the firepower to back that up. So, how many people are in the Australian police, armed forces? That's right, a grand total of about 200,000. Sorry, it's not even that. It's 58 plus the active reservists is 21. So it's, say, 80,000. 50, 60, 70, 80. So it's 80, around about 80,000. 80,000. Okay, what can you lock down with 80,000? Now remember, we're the same size as America. So we've got to send our troops everywhere to lock things down. Ain't going to happen. They can do a lockdown in a city, cities like Melbourne, ACT and Sydney, Melbourne, ACT, Canberra and Sydney are going to lock down at exactly the same time because of this fact. South Australia will be left on its own, and Western Australia obviously will be left on its own to sort itself out, because basically you've got Perth and then there's nothing. You've got Kalgoorlie out, you know, they're just little bits and pieces towns. So for all of those of you who think our Australian military is going to be used in that regard, then we are now starting to enforce border closures. Now, here's the thing. The Australian government owns the borders. Now, that might surprise you, but it does. It's Commonwealth territory. Now, the states own the states. They don't own the borders, believe it or not. So who's going to patrol the borders? Australian military or the police. But you start taking the police away from their main duties, which is policing the citizenry, then you're going to be left with a big hole to fill. So, look, here's a wild prediction. I reckon we don't get through this week without Sydney, ACT and Melbourne being put into complete lockdown. Complete lockdown. All the borders are now shut pretty well effectively. It's the first time in history that that's happened in Australia. So our borders are shut. They're not shut right now, but most of them are. There's a couple more that are coming online at 12 o'clock tonight or tomorrow or some shit, giving people time to get back to their home states. So I hope you all listened and you all went and got your stuff, provisions, etc., because they're going to shut us down for I would reckon 6 to 8 weeks. Based on the modelling that I've listened to, etc., etc. So, you know, it's bloody interesting, isn't it? How this is all panning out, in my opinion. I think it's bloody interesting. So, you know, it's all kind of watch this space stuff, isn't it? You know what I mean? To try and find out if we're doing the right thing, the wrong thing, etc. Now, I want to show you the stock exchange. Hang on a sec. Okay, trading economics, folks. I've got to make this one short today because I've actually got to go to the bank in a minute. Okay, trading economics. Dow Jones. Here's what it is percentage-wise. It's going towards 25% drop, right? Now, watch this. Now, we had a 5%. Look, this is how bizarre this is getting at the moment, right? We had a 5% drop yesterday, so $1 billion was lost off the Australian share market. And today it's trading at 2.79 above. Folks, look, I don't give a fat's rat who you support politics-wise or whatever, but you need to understand this is now, the Australian government is buying these shares. Only a clown would be buying shares at the moment in any company. Any company. I don't care who it is, what they're doing, etc. You're going to get burnt severely if you're buying shares at the moment because it's only going to go one way. You know, the US can't even agree on a bloody fiscal package at the moment. And it's 1.2, apparently, trillion dollars. So automatically now, the US debt has gone to $27 trillion overnight, literally. They put $2 trillion on in the last couple of weeks because they put $1 trillion into the stock market last week. So it's gone. There's, like David said, it's just one big mess, and it's coming apart at the seams. So my thing here today is to say to you guys, please keep your social distancing, keep yourselves clean and healthy, buy your provisions, and I mean buy your provisions. Tins, it's very hard, but listen, you can get stuff if you look online, etc. It's not that difficult. We're doing it, okay? And we're not, you know, tech savvy as much as anyone else, but we've found a few little things that are helping us out. Look around. That's my advice to you. Look around, okay? There is ways that you can, ways and means to get stuff to keep yourself going and to keep your kids healthy. Secondly, what are you going to, you're going to need to keep yourself active. So now's the time to start doing those things around the house. Make sure you go for at least a 1 hour walk or a run, or you do some form of fitness for 1 hour in the next couple of weeks, because if you don't, you're going to go loopy mad, mate. Do not sit on the computer for 7, 8, 9, 10 hours a day. If you do, you're an idiot, and you deserve what's coming to you mentally if you do that. This thing's changing by the hour, let alone anything else. And if you're going to try and second guess it by sitting on a computer, good luck to you, because I'm not doing it. I've got better things to do with my time. So someone asked me the other day in the comment section what I was planning on doing long term. I'm bunking in for the time being, at least for the next 6 months. After that, all bets are off. And look, it's basically, we're doing provisional planning here. So we're going from one to the day to the next sort of thing. I'm making sure I've got provisions in place, and, you know, all the jerry cans are full, cars are full, all our emergency supplies are full. And if we have to take off literally within an hour, we can do that. We're gone, bang. Make sure you plan your route. You need to have 3 ways to access where you're going. Your initial route, your plan B, and then your plan C. Okay, you need to understand that this is going to be for a long time, and it ain't going to stop for a long time. They're going to, however this started, as I said, is it bioengineered? I don't know. I haven't seen any scientific data that tells me it is. There's lots of people saying it is, but they need to stop saying that and find some evidence that it is. The only way you're going to do that, by the way, is to actually find someone who's got coronavirus, get them tested, break down the cells so you know whether it was bioengineered or not. And that's easy to do if you've got the money. I haven't got the money. I'm not going to make wild predictions that it is or not. And quite frankly, folks, I don't give a rat's ass. Honestly, I really don't. This is all about what we've been talking about. This is going to be financial. If you haven't figured that out, then I don't know what else to say to you. This is a financial disaster. Forget about the health thing. It's a financial disaster. The stock market's gone. It ain't coming back. And it's going to keep getting worse. They'll prop it up here and now, as I said to you. Check out the graph from 1929 to now, and it's almost identical. Almost identical. The only thing is this is going to fall faster and quicker, which is it already is, than the stock market in 1929. Okay, right, that's all I'm going to say today. We'll go to the prayers. Okay, and here we go. I reckon this thing follows my my words, my thing that I say every day. Verse of the day, James 1:12, NIV. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him. Okay, I'll read that again. That's a good one. Verse of the day. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him. Really good, really good. And as always, we're going to finish with the Lord's Prayer, folks. The Lord's Prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen. Okay, folks, one final thing that I inadvertently forgot this the other day, and I apologise for this. This is David Morgan's website, the Morgan Report. And look, it's stacked full of information, okay? It's got everything there. So he's groundbreaking like the other guys and just trying to get the word out there to stop you guys from going broke, you know. So if you can, go on this site, register. David would appreciate it, and you can listen to what he, as a financial analyst, has to say. All right, I'm going to leave it there. You guys be safe, protect yourselves, keep your prepping up, and God bless to all. Prep out.